Penalty shootouts, where heroes are made, hearts are broken, and the psychology of the game takes center stage. Taking a penalty kick isn't just about skill. It's a mental battle as much as it is a physical one. Today, we're delving deep into the captivating mind games that unfold before, during, and after that crucial kick. Certainly, let's explore the psychology of a player before they take a penalty kick. In the world of penalty shootouts, the coin toss can be a game changer. Winning the toss and choosing to shoot first can significantly boost a team's chances of victory. One study scrutinized 1,343 penalty kicks from 129 penalty shootouts, revealing that the team kicking first emerged triumphant in 60.5% of the cases. The reason behind this advantage likely lies in the heightened pressure imposed on the opposing penalty taker, who understands the dire consequences of a miss. This surplus stress can fracture focus and hinder technique due to the overwhelming tension it induces. Pressure plays an undeniable role in the outcome of penalty shootouts. When a player takes a penalty during regular play, their success rate typically stands at an impressive 85%. However, during a penalty shootout, players bear the weight of knowing that their single kick could determine the match's fate. This intensified pressure and stress take a toll, causing the conversion rate of penalty kicks to drop to 76%. In the realm of biology, the penalty shootout presents a fascinating and intricate interplay between the body, the brain, and particularly the eyes. What the eyes perceive becomes the raw data processed by the brain, which then translates it into a physical response. At its core, it triggers a flight mechanism driven by an overpowering sense of fear. As the tension rises, we observe a surge in the release of adrenaline, a hormone preparing us for a substantial spike in heart rate. Athletes, typically at a resting rate of around 60 beats per minute, can see this rate skyrocket to over 100, even without any physical exertion. Simultaneously, the breathing rate increases and the arteries in the body constrict, causing blood pressure to surge. These physiological reactions are, in essence, the body's positive responses to stress, provided they remain well controlled. However, a critical factor looms. These responses can spill over into an overwhelming cascade. It's at this juncture that we witness people physically trembling, and it's precisely when the physiological response to this stress becomes too much to bear, significantly increasing the likelihood of failure in executing the delicate motor control skill required in penalty taking. Clearly, those who have learned to handle their nerves have an advantage. There are two essential tricks that players should keep in mind, both centered around the relationship between the penalty taker and the goalkeeper. The first trick is to avoid turning their back on the goalkeeper after placing the ball on the spot. Psychologists have discovered that those who do are more likely to miss. This action disrupts their preparation, shifts their focus to uncontrollable factors, exacerbates nervousness, and inadvertently gives the goalkeeper subtle cues about the penalty's direction. The second trick is to refrain from fixating on the goalkeeper for too long before the kick. Those who do tend to become more anxious and miss more penalties. Let's delve into the psychology of a player during penalty kicks. In this moment, rushing can be a player's worst enemy. England's penalty shootout history illustrates this. The curse began in 1990 at the World Cup, when Stuart Pearce and Chris Waddle missed penalties against West Germany. In Euro '96, Gareth Southgate's miss against the Germans continued the trend. Blunders by Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, and Jamie Carragher cost England a 2006 World Cup semi-final spot against Portugal. Researchers from the Norwegian School of Sport Sciences analyzed penalty kicks and found that players who started their run-up less than 2 milliseconds after the referee's whistle scored only 57% of the time. In contrast, those who took over a second to respond had an 80% success rate. Psychologists term this phenomenon self-regulatory breakdown, where intense distress leads players to rush and harm their performance to end the situation. In addition to avoiding haste, players are advised to select a target and stick with it. Changing one's mind during the process introduces uncertainty, stress, and often results in poor technique. Some players opt to wait until the last moment, attempting to read the goalkeeper's movements before deciding where to place the ball. However, this is a high-risk strategy that is associated with a higher number of missed penalties. A more effective approach is to choose a spot you're confident in and commit to it. Penalties that are on target and high in the goal are seldom saved, mainly because it's challenging for goalkeepers to reach those areas. Nonetheless, it requires the penalty taker to have faith in their technique, as there's little room for error when aiming high. An excellent illustration of this was Germany's victory over England in the Euro 1996 penalty shootout, where 9 out of 11 successful penalties found the top corner. In contrast, Gareth Southgate's saved penalty went low and to the left. After successfully scoring a penalty, a player's job is far from over. In fact, it's crucial to celebrate. Recent studies analyzing penalties in World Cups and Euro Championships have revealed that players who celebrate their successful penalties play a subtle psychological trick on their opponents. When the score is level, an astonishing 82% of those who celebrated their penalties ended up on the winning team. This phenomenon is known as emotional contagion, highlighting how one player's emotions can exert a negative influence on the next penalty taker. Isn't it fascinating how every movement, every decision, and every seemingly small detail in a penalty shootout isn't just obvious, but is a result of intricate mind games? There's science and psychology behind each aspect of this high-stakes showdown. Next time you watch a penalty shootout, you'll have a deeper understanding of the psychology behind the player's every move. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel.